Some say the SN95 was ugly. Some said Ford ruined the Mustang after the Fox body. But what if I told you the SN95 design actually came from 3 competing ideas, each one with its own secret code name inside Ford's design studio? Let's get into it.
Jerry.
What's up, my people, and welcome to the SN95 Power Channel. So today we're going to do a new segment, Myth versus Reality. We're going to tackle this old saying that the SN95 platform, especially the early SN95 Mustangs, are ugly. The reality is this car is aging like fine wine. Let's get into it. When Ford set out to replace the Fox body in the early 90s, the Fox had already been around since 1979. Light, simple, fun, but aging fast. Designers were told to create a new Mustang for a new era. Modern, refined, yet still unmistakably Mustang. Inside Ford Dearborn studio, 3 design proposals went head to head, each one with an official name and an internal code name. The Evolution design, aka Arnold, a safe, updated Fox body, squared off, familiar, nothing real risky. The Revolution design, aka Rambo, radical, smooth, futuristic. It strayed so far from tradition that Ford repurposed some of the elements of that design into the Ford Probe, the car that almost replaced the Mustang entirely. The Retro design, aka Bruce, classic 60s Mustang cues blended with modern 90 curves. Led by Patrick, wait a second, let me just freeze frame this. Let me try to get this name right. Patrick
Scavone,
who later worked on the F-150 and Ford GT. The goal was to design a Mustang that would feel emotional again, not just functional. The results was the SN95. Sculpted lines, long hood, muscular stance, side scoops, and the return of tri-bar tail lights. All intentional callbacks to the 60s, reinterpreted for the 90s. Now, critics called it soft, but that was the point. Ford wanted refinement, not another boxy muscle car. And looking back 30 years later, the gamble paid off. When the SN95 launched in 1994, not everyone loved it, although it was the best-selling car that year, and in fact, it was Motor Trend Car of the Year. Enthusiasts were still loyal to the Fox body's straight line simplicity, and the new Mustang almost looked European. Early reviewers called it too round. They say it looked like a tourist with muscles. And the funny thing, in the comment section, and this is kind of floated around back in the day, some said it looked like a 1991 Mitsubishi Eclipse or a 3000 GT. That comparison spread fast, especially online and at some car shows. People weren't ready for the Mustang to look sleek. They wanted square edges and straight lines. And the irony of it is, in 1994, every car was kind of round. That was the era styling. The Corvette C4 was curved, the Camaro was rounded off, even the Supra went bubble-shaped. The SN95 fit right in. People just didn't realize yet how well it would age. That same design everyone called too soft now feels clean, balanced, and classic. The proportions are right. Long hood, short deck, and rear-wheel drive stance. You see it at these shows now. People stopping to take pictures of these cars again. It's not just nostalgia alone. It's become the design that aged better than most cars in the 90s. Even Ford designers had to admit that the SN95 was way ahead of its time. Its lines were hand-sculpted, not computer-generated, which is why it still looks organic instead of dated. That's why you see so many builders are coming back to these cars. Calorie swaps, Pro Chargers. The SN95 gives you classic curves with modern potential. So was the SN95 ugly? Not even close. It was a bold step forward at the time when Ford could have played it safe. Instead, they took a chance. And 30 years later, that chance is really starting to shine. It wasn't trying to be a Fox body 2.0. It was its own thing. And now people are starting to see it for what it really is, a 90s icon that aged like fine wine. Whether you love the GT, the Cobra, the GTS, the SN95 is one of the most recognized and most misunderstood Mustangs ever made. And that's why we're kicking off this series, to set the record straight once and for all. So this is Mustang myth versus reality. Next episode, we're tackling another big one. Did the new Edge design really fix everything that was wrong with early SN95 Mustangs? So what do y'all think about this, myth versus reality? This is actually a new series that we're gonna start. And all of this is based off of comments and feedback that I've been getting from y'all, especially off this last video. So if you want more SN95 content, if you want more, dialogue, leave a comment down below. Tell me what y'all think. Hey, whether you're for this generation or if you're against this generation, I'm all for feedback on this. Like, there's been some good exchanges. So far, I've tried to comment to everybody. I tried to reply to everybody who's left a comment. And if I haven't gotten to your comment yet, don't worry, I'm going to reply. So if you leave a comment on this video, I will reply to it. So tell me what y'all think about this. Give me some feedback. Like, I believe these cars have aged very well. And I know the last video, some people brought up the fact that, this platform sold over 1 million cars. And yes, that is true. But, the premise of that last video was about more of the enthusiasts, not, the overall public. And, on this video also, it's the overall public. Like I say, this car won Motor Trend Car of the Year. And this is back when, lobbyists had less of influence over these magazines. Now, these magazines are dead, but at one point in time, lobbyists had a lot of influence on, what car won Car of the Year. That was a big thing back in the 90s. And the 94 Mustang won Motor Trend, or was it Car and Driver, Car of the Year. So that was huge for this platform. And like somebody said, they sold over 1 million of these cars, but that still doesn't take away the fact there was still a good segment of people who was holding on to the previous generation styling, or they did not like the styling that Ford came up with. So I'm curious to hear y'all opinion on it. Do me a solid. If you haven't used your 3 hypes so far this week, hype this video. That really helps, with the algorithm of this channel to push more of this content out on YouTube and to just get really the SN95 platform more exposure. And that's what we're really about on this channel, is trying to give the SN95 platform more exposure. So leave the hype, tell a couple of people about the channel, and until next time, God bless. Ooh, I fell off right there, sorry.